This is a small and quite simple design aspect that you should add to the making of your trousers. It looks better, I think, and it keeps the barer side of the waistband underneath the waistline much more effectively. In order to use this video, you should have a decent understanding of how to put together a trouser before adding this to your making, since it's a completely disjointed video. That being said, if you like it and it becomes useful to you, don't forget to like the video. We cut the waistband the same. We cut the band roll to the normal lengths as well, but we need to determine the left and right piece to cut a chunk from one corner. We cut the chunk from the side that will sit on top of the bearer. Hence, with the band roll, bias tape side down or away from us, cut a nondescript triangle, maybe 1.5 centimeters by 3 or 4 centimeters. Importantly, only cutting this from one piece, which is the right hand side of the waistband, as we wear it. When we put the waistband cloth onto the canvas, the uncut piece is as we normally do it, but the cut piece lay the cloth and the canvas together as normal and start machining them together on the unangled side, keeping the cloth under tension like we do anyway, making sure there's no excess in the fabric on the stitching. When we get to the point on the canvas where it's cut, we need to stop and position the cloth. We move the cloth, pivoting it on the last stitch, keeping the canvas flat on top of it. We want to move it so that the canvas is positioned against an approximately mirrored version of the cut on the cloth. Though it's very important to mistake this and continue sewing a 1 centimeter seam allowance down the cut. Don't do that. As we iron the waistband, it's quite similar to normal. Pull the cloth down the angled cut as well, keeping it tight. There will be a gather of cloth where the change of direction of stitching is. When we iron down from the top edge, that should very easily shrink in. I've shrunk in all kinds of cloth, so it's almost always doable. As we sew the bottom of the waistband, we can cut off the top edge of the waistband so that it doesn't interfere with the waistband seam. The principle of sewing on the waistband is no different to how it usually is. However, we want to take advantage of the angled portion on top of the bearer. Therefore, when we align the right-hand waistband onto the right-hand trouser, we start with the side of the waistband with the cutout rather than at the centre back. Make sure you have about 1 centimeter of the waistband beyond the bearer that can be folded back. Copy the 7mm overlap mark onto the waistband, measuring half the waist measurement from there. Secure the waistband as you normally do. There's nothing different to basically everything else. When we get to finishing the waistband, it is very similar. We just fold the top of the bearer to meet the waistband, finishing it basically as we normally do anyway.